Good afternoon, everybody. So yes, today the topic of my presentation is about the rise of managed network services. For the slide. Next slide, please. So first question is why this topic? And this topic is coming because the network landscape is changing dramatically. The first reason, and we talked about that in the previous session about the clouds. And according to Gartner, there is an important shift of the network traffic from private connectivity to cloud connectivity. According to Gartner, Gartner estimates that between 30 to 50% of the enterprise traffic is moving into the cloud. And the reason is simple, is for the second topic, is because the majority of new applications are moving into the public clouds. According to IDC, by 2030, around 80% of new applications will be developed directly into the public cloud. So that's create an important change in the way you are looking in the network today and for the future. The third point is about the rising requirement in terms of bandwidth. Again, according to IDC estimates that 20% increase of bandwidth requirement by the enterprise every year. That means that in 3 years, you have to double the bandwidth that you need to have on your network. The next point is about the different link that you can use into your network. So there is a lot of different technologies, from very classical ones like point-to-point connectivity to new type of connectivity like 4G, 5G that are coming. So that's also important to take into consideration when you are looking into your new network. And last but not least is about the security. According to IDC, 60% of the CIO have the security as top of mind, and this is the biggest challenge that they are seeing in terms of networking. So now, if you take all those elements into consideration for your network, you have to consider the new network that is coming. Next slide, please. But then you, as a company, are facing some obstacles to be able to make that transformation of your network. The first obstacle that you can face is about the aging infrastructure that you have. You have implementing some technology in the past, and this technology is not ready to provide those new features that you are expecting. The second element is about the market noise. There is a lot of technology that is existing in the market, and it's sometimes very difficult to to understand what is the best design, what is the best technology to put in place for your today requirements, today needs, but also for the future needs that will come over the next years. Next point is about the skills shortage that you see, because the new network that we are looking for is a network that is intelligent, that is software driven, and you need to have the right skills to be able to manage that design, to be able to manage that transformation internally. And sometimes that's something that is very difficult to find and to have these correct skills. Next one is about the security posture. For sure, in the past, as you have the main, I would say, application within private data center, the security was more perimeter. And you have to have security around fences, protecting your private data center. But then tomorrow, and today and tomorrow, having more and more applications which are residing in public clouds, in multiple clouds, then you have to think differently about the security posture that you put in place, having more security on the application level and more security on the user or devices level. So that's changing a lot. Then it's about the operational complexity. I talked about skill shortage. It's also about the way, the structure, the processes that you're putting in place to be able to manage efficiently the new network that is coming. And last but not least is about user experience. And this has been emphasized by the COVID crisis, on which wherever the users are working from or whatever resources you need to access to. The experience for end users needs to be very seamless. You need to provide the same experience across your complete network. So that brings to really think about a new way to define the network. And next slide, please. Then this new network is based on 3 different layers, I would say. Starting from the bottom, you still need to have some connectivity. With different type of technologies that you can use, very traditional MPLS connectivity. And the opposite side, you can leverage more and more internet connectivity, having a kind of hybrid combination of those technologies. Also new technologies coming like 5G that you can use. So this is really the layer of the connectivity by itself. On top of that, we have to add a kind of overlay on those different connectivity that provide the intelligence and providing some very important features like traffic prioritization, active path routing, and so on. And in addition to that, some NFV functions in terms of network and security, like very traditional firewalling, IPS, URL filtering. Those kind of features can bring the new value to your network. And then the last layer is about first a direct cloud connectivity. That is more and more important when you have more and more workloads into the public clouds. You need to have a specific connectivity to connect to those resources, to be able to be efficient in terms of performance, but also efficient in terms of cost. And on top of that, as your network is using different technologies and is across the world and different data centers, then you need also to have a better visibility of what is happening on your network. So application performance visibility is a key element for this new network. And I will come back to that in the next slides. So now, how we can support your challenging around the network. Next slide, please. Amongst the traditional point-to-point connectivity that we can provide, as entity, we are a tier 1 internet provider with a dedicated backbone for internet with different POPs across the world. But what is important is that we have a POP here in Luxembourg, which enables clients in Luxembourg to have that direct connectivity to internet tier 1 provider. And next slide, please. And which provide also all the security features like DDoS protections to protect that internet connection. This kind of internet connectivity can bring a lot of value when we are thinking about a new way of providing the network. Now, next slide, please. There is also new technology coming. And we are very proud to have recently announced the launch of a new offering around 5G, private 5G, which provides technical solutions to answer some use cases that we're not able to provide before. And this is very important when, for example, we are talking about plans where we have a plan on the left, a plan in the right, and then you have transport logistic between those two plans. And we have a unique solution that with the same SIM cards, we can have the connectivity on private 5G on the different plans and having the same connectivity using the public 5G in between. So next slide, please. So that brings really the different layers of the new network that we are talking about. From the bottom, we are really thinking about the connectivity of devices and users to the different applications that are residing on the different data centers and public clouds. In the middle, you have all the connectivity layer to connect the different worlds using traditional connectivity, using new type of connectivity, mixing all those connectivity to have that the best TCO for your network. And on top of that, we are bringing the intelligence with the overlay, with all the networking and security features that we can have. Next slide, please. We have also to think about how we can expand very quickly to new locations. And here you see a very traditional approach when you have to expand to a new branch. You need to put different boxes on that branch, one box per features. And this is something that we have to move from. Next slide, please. And putting all those different features into central, I would say, data centers that enables to have a very efficient, simple, and quick installation of new branch. So when you are looking into very efficient speed of deployment of new location, that is becoming very crucial. This is really about the NFV functionalities that we are bringing. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, when you are thinking about all those network connectivity and the intelligence and the software and the NFV, then it's becoming very, very important to have the best visibility of what is happening on your network. So we are talking about not only monitoring, but really about visibility, network visibility, and performance monitoring. The idea is really to have in a single pane of glass, to have the visibility of what's happening. And when you have some issue in terms of availability, in terms of performance, to be able to localize very quickly where the problem is coming from and to be able to work directly on the problem that you are facing. So that requires more and more, importantly, to have this kind of solution embedded in your design. Next slide, please. So this brings to, in fact, the way we are seeing and the topic of my presentation about the rise of managed network services. And our vision is no more about a network which is spread over different silos. The network is integrating between what we called previously the LAN, which is more, in fact, the local connectivity, connecting users, connecting devices, and at the opposite side, connecting the application to your network. It's about the new connectivity in the cloud, to connect to the cloud and in the cloud with all the security features that I mentioned. And of course, what we call the SD-WAN, the connectivity in between the different locations. So this is the new network, and bringing all together these three different environments into a single, the same way of managing, the same way of designing the solution. This is the new network, having at the same time the predictive analytics and having into a single pane of glass the full visibility of what is happening from the users to the application. Next slide, please. And then this is coming to my last slide, which is really about the vision of what is the new network. The vision of the new network is from the right, you have the connectivity within the edge, really connecting devices, users to the network. In the opposite side, on the right, on the left, sorry, you have the connectivity of clouds, private, public clouds that you can have. In between, having the intelligent networking, intelligent connectivity between those two worlds, and on top of that, the security by design, having all the security features that are embedded from A to Z into the new network. And this brings new features, the new capabilities of your network, like smart cities, smart office, this kind of new applications that you can bring, leveraging a maximum of EA and data analytics, having the right insight of what is happening on your environment. And that brings to new business outcomes as customer experience, digital experience, and employee experience. So that's the end of my presentation. Next slide, please. Reason why Entity is well positioned by different analysts in that network services. Reason is very simple, because we have years of experience working in different streams of network, like LAN integration, or in the opposite side in terms of connectivity, but also providing the innovation services for the future. So that's, as an entity, we are very well positioned to support our customers in their transformation and looking into the new network that will support their digital transformation going forward. Next slide. And then if there is any question, I'm open to answer any of them.